Well, today we were very fortunate to host different investors and real estate brokers, as well as individuals that are interested in learning about what is happening here in Harlingen. And so this was a great opportunity to showcase and bring people up to date of what we're working on and what the future looks like in terms of future growth here in our communities.
I want to give a shout out to the Valley Partnership for hosting this.
Absolutely. We're very thankful to the RGV Partnership for hosting this event and bringing all of our partners from throughout the entire region here to our community. So we're very thankful.
You gave a very in-depth presentation. I'm not going to ask you to repeat it all now, but what do you think were the highlights? What were the key points you wanted to get across?
Sure. Well, I think what some of the key points I wanted to bring forward was obviously, I came aboard two years ago, and so we've hit the road hard in promoting the community, ensuring that none of the projects that that the organization was working with slip through the cracks, if you will, that we continue to provide support to those projects. And so we have certainly done that. But along the way, it was also important for individuals to know that we have also been working hard in promoting the community throughout the U.S. as well as in Mexico for potential investment and creating more potential prospects. We've got a lot of interest in Harlingen, quite a bit that a lot more than what we've ever had in history itself. We've got 12 active projects that we are cultivating for the community that could bring in a potential investment of $5+ billion. So these are projects that would not just have a tremendous and positive impact within Harlingen, but that would have a huge positive impact in the entire region. I think one of the things that makes Harlingen ideal for these type of projects is the labor force that they need. Our labor shed is not just tied within the boundaries of Harlingen, but we bring in a number of employees from southern Cameron County, from the Brownsville area, as far west as Mission. So by choosing a location that's closer to the center, they're able to tap to a much larger labor force. And then we're also working very closely with some of our key workforce partners to ensure that we invest on the training that is needed for these companies to ensure that they have the labor force that they need to work for them. And so it's all about location as well. And so Harlingen is ideally situated to be able to provide support to a lot of these industries that are looking at the region. And so we're also getting very close to making two announcements on two projects that are choosing Harlingen for that same reason.
In your presentation today, you mentioned the big news out of El Paso with that $1.5 billion data center, AI data center they've just announced. And
Sure. Yeah, these type of projects, because of their capital investment, take a lot of time to develop. We're not talking about a few $1 million, but these projects are billions of dollars of investment. So when a company is looking at making that type of investment, they want to make sure that all their T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, that the site that they select checks all the boxes of what they need for their own operation. We've got quite a number of companies that are kicking the tires, looking at potential data center locations. We've got one that has focused in on Harlingen. They've tied down 1,800 acres within the industrial areas of the community for such a development. And so this would be a $5+ billion development. So obviously we've got non-disclosure agreements. We can't say which project, what company it is, but we're almost working with them on a daily and weekly basis to provide them all the information that they need as they do their due diligence on the community. Data centers obviously require huge low power demands. And so we've got quite a number of large projects that are happening here in the region. And so when you look at data centers, they will obviously absorb a lot more power. So for us, it's also very critical that we bring AEP and other electrical providers and producers to the table to help meet the demands that these companies require.
Can you tell us sort of, is it just one on a list of possibles, or do you think your chances are strong and potentially quite a coup if you pull it off?
I'm very positive that we'll get a data center. And so with the technological advances that are happening throughout the country and the growth of the AI industry, they will require backbone infrastructure to be able to run these type of new resources that are starting to percolate and grow throughout the world. And so I think the Valley is ideally situated to be able to take advantage of some of this growth in this industry. And so I've given the prospects that we're working with, I feel very confident that we'll be able to get some data centers here in the Valley.
And the value of them, $5 billion.
Yes, their investment is in the billions. So obviously, it's a huge economic boom in terms of property tax revenue that would come in to the cities and the counties that are able to attract them. But more importantly, it also elevates the required labor force and training that is needed. And these are high-paying jobs that would also come. We're not talking about thousands and thousands of jobs. We're talking about several hundreds of jobs in industries that don't currently exist here. And so this translates into more opportunities for our local residents.
Another topic, I think in a couple of days, it may even be tomorrow, you're hosting the South Texas Manufacturers Association. And when we think of manufacturing in our region, we always think of Reynosa and Matamoros as the strongholds. But the fact that you have invited STMA to come to Harlingen, does that tell us that manufacturing is an area that you really are focusing on and you want to develop, and that bringing STMA and its members here, it is a pointer to that?
Yeah, I think there are two main points as to why we wanted to host them here in the community. And you talked about Reynosa and Matamoros having huge manufacturing clusters in those communities, and I completely agree. They also have quite a bit of manufacturing and suppliers that are located on the U.S. side, stretching all the way from the Mission area down to Brownsville. And so we felt that it would be ideal to bring them here to Harlingen because we're right in the middle of those two growth areas, and we felt it would be easier to attract individuals from both sides of the border to one location to help increase the interaction for manufacturers from throughout the region itself. We also want to remind a lot of these manufacturers and potential suppliers that might work with them that for our location within the center of both main cluster nodes, and that Harlingen is definitely an option if they're looking at providing services to manufacturing either to the west or to the southeast of us. And so, I mean, we're definitely working with a few companies that are looking at Harlingen for that same reason, because they see the huge market potential, not just of one community, but of the entire region. And so it makes sense for them to be located right at the center.
Well, those were all the questions I had, Orlando. Okay. Whenever I meet you, you've always got some great news coming to this area. So we appreciate the time you give us every time. Have I missed anything out? Is there anything else you would like to add?
I think the only thing that I'd add is that, I mean, we're very excited about the prospects for the future. We've worked hard in building momentum for the city. And so we've got quite a number of great prospects that we're working with. And then organically, we start seeing the ancillary support services that follow, and also the potential for future retail growth within Harlingen. As was mentioned before, in just the last 8 months alone, there are neighborhoods that have been permitted. In just 6 months, 800 new homes that are coming into the community. That's in addition to the permits that have been approved in the previous years for new developments. I built a new home here in Harlingen, and the area across the street from mine was completely empty just a few years ago. Now there are 6 new homes that are being built, and so it's exciting to see that growth happen.